Hello everyone. Today we'll be building Fibonacci sequence generator. So the tech stack will be making use of as HTML, CSS and JavaScript for this. Let's start by creating the HTML file. I'll just create index.html. I'll also create the CSS file and I'll just name it as style.css, right? So let's wait for some time. What I'll do, I'll just create a basic HTML template and give the title Fibonacci sequence generator, right? One second. Then let's link the style sheet as well and give the path and name style.css. So what we'll do next, let's start writing the HTML code. Initially what I'll do, I'll just take the div. This is going to be the parent div and I'll give the class name container, right? So next what I'll do, I'll just make use of h1 tag and give Fibonacci sequence generator. This itself, I'll just copy this one. Let me copy and paste it over here. Next what I'll do, I'll just make use of label for length, right? Then I'll just give sequence length. So this is going to be the label. Then I'll just make use of the input. So input type will be number, not text. So next I'll give id equals length. So min, I'll just set it to 1 and also placeholder enter length, right? So next what I'll do, I'll just make use of the button. I'll just make use of the onClick event and I'll give the function name generate Fibonacci, right? I'll just name the button as generate, right? So next what I'll do, I'll just make use of the div tag and I'll just give the class name out. So this is going to be the I'll just take one more div. I'll just give class Fibonacci sequence, right? So this is the last div and also I'll just give the id fib sequence. So inside the div, I'll not write anything. This is it for the HTML. I'll just format this once. What I'll do next, let's start writing the CSS, right? So first, I just want to make use of the Poppins font. So I just open the Chrome. I'll search for Poppins font, right? So click on the first link, get font, get embed code, import. And I'll just copy these 3 lines and I'll paste it over here. Next what I'll do, I'll just make use of the body and say I'll just copy the font family. I'll just come here and I'll copy this one and I'll paste it over here. The the primary font we'll be making use of in this project is Poppins, and the secondary one, if anything goes wrong, we'll be making use of as sans serif. So next, background color, I'll give F4 and margin of 0, padding of 0, display flex, justify content center, align item center, height 100 view height. So next, let's style for the container. So I'll just copy the container from here, right? I'll just copy this one and paste it over here. So I'll just give text align center, padding 20 pixel, background color white, border radius 10 pixel, box shadow 20 pixel, and I'll just give RGBA of 0.1. So next, let's style for H1 tag. So this one, right? I'll just copy this one. H1. I'll just give color Peru, right? Next, we'll be styling for the label. So I'll just go here. I'll copy the label from here, right? Let me give font size of 30 pixel. Color will be Peru again. So next, let's style for the input type number, right? So let me give input. I'll just copy this one. Type equals number. I'll just paste it over here. So I'll give font size of 30 pixel, padding of 10 pixel, margin of 10 pixel, border of 1 pixel, solid, CCC, border radius of 5 pixel, outline none, as well as height 3 rem. Next, what I'll do, let's style for the button. So I'll just copy button from here and I'll paste it over here. So let's start writing the styles. CSS padding 10 pixel as well as the 20 pixel horizontal and vertical. Background color again Peru. Color white. Border none. So border radius again 5 pixel. Height 3 rem, and also I'll just give cursor point. Next, we'll style for the button on hover. So I'll just consider hover. I'll just give the darker background color, right? I'll just give background color 45A049. So next, let's write styles for output. So this output, actually this is coming from here, right? I'll just copy this one and I'll paste it over here. So output, I'll just give margin top of 20 pixel. And finally, we'll write styles for Fibonacci sequence. So where this Fibonacci sequence is coming from, this one. I'll just copy this one and I'll paste it over here. So let me give font size of 30 pixel, font weight of bold, finally color of Rebecca purple. So let me format this document once. Let me format the index.html also. What I have done is, I have installed an extension called live server. whatever the changes we make in the HTML, so those changes will directly get reflected in the browser. Rather than reloading the browser page again and again, we can install this extension. So what I'll do, I'll just close this one. Let me right click and click on open with live server. So let's wait for some time. So now it is showing like this: Fibonacci sequence generator, sequence length as well as the enter length. Whenever we give the length, suppose if we give 10 here, so the 10 numbers of Fibonacci series has to get displayed just below this one, right? So that we'll be doing with the help of JavaScript. So what I'll do, I'll just open the VS Code again. Let me create index.js file. I'll just move this one to the right side. So I'll just include the JS file just below the body tag. Correct. src. I'll just give index.js. Let's start writing the JS file. Initially what I'll do, let's create the function to generate Fibonacci, right? I'll just create the function, this one, generate Fibonacci, right? I'll just copy this one and I'll paste it over here. So next what we'll do, we have to get length of the sequence from the input field. What is the length? I had given 10, right? If you remember this one. Here I have given 10. So it has to generate 10 numbers, right? Length of 10 Fibonacci series has to get generated. So first what I have to do, we have to get the length of the sequence from the input field. For that one, what I'll do, I'll just give the variable name length and I'll make use of the %. Let me give document dot get element by ID of length, where the length is coming from. 1 second. This one, ID length we have given here, right? This one, I'll just copy this one and I'll paste it over here. We need the value, right? For that one, I'll just mention value. So next, what we need to do, we have to initialize the variables for Fibonacci sequence calculation. Let me take the variable name fib sequence is equal to square braces. Let a equals 0, comma, I'll just give b is equal to 1. These are the initial values, right? Initially a should be 0 and a will be 0 and b will be 1. So next what we have to do, we have to generate the Fibonacci sequence up to the specified length. Whatever the length we give up to that specified length, we have to generate the Fibonacci sequence, right? For that one, what I'll do, I'll just comment this one and write generate Fibonacci sequence up to specified length. So for this one, I'll be making use of the for loop. I'll just give I is equal to 0, length, increment the I. So fib sequence dot push, what will push? A, right? Initially A. And then let me consider the variable name. Let's consider temporary variable and give temp is equal to a plus b. So a equals b and b equals temp. So next what we'll do, final step, we have to display the generated Fibonacci sequence in the output element just below this one, right here, just below this input and the button. We have to display here, the Fibonacci series of the specified length. So I'll just display the generated Fibonacci sequence in the output element. So I'll just make use of document dot get element by ID fib sequence I'll just make use of the text content equals, let me give fib sequence. I'll just make use of the join this. So what we are doing, the sequence after one number we are just giving comma, and the next number has to get, the next number in the series has to get generated. So we are, as a whole, we are displaying the generated Fibonacci sequence in the output element just below the input field and the button. So I'll just format this once. This is it for the JavaScript. And let's check now. So let me give 3. So if I press generate, so it is getting generated 0, 1 and 1. So let me give 10. So if I click on generate, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 numbers are getting generated. Series is getting generated, right? Let me give 15. So here 15 numbers are getting generated now. Let's try 30. So 30 numbers are getting generated. So let's give one last time. Let me give 100. So 100 numbers are getting generated. So let me give 10. So yeah, everything is working perfectly, right? So this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.